Imagine waking up to 37 text messages from your mother, all sent within a single hour. I miss you so much. You're the best daughter anyone could ask for. I can't live without you. Why haven't you responded yet? You're just like your father. I've given you everything, and this is how you repay me. This emotional whiplash isn't rare. Studies show that approximately 1 in 4 adults report having experienced some form of love bombing in their family relationships, a manipulative cycle where excessive affection and praise suddenly transform into withdrawal, criticism, or punishment. Today, we're pulling back the curtain on one of the most confusing and damaging family dynamics that most people don't even have a name for. Hey everyone, welcome back to Psych Love. Today, we're diving into something that might hit uncomfortably close to home for many of you: love bombing in family relationships. When we hear love bombing, many think of romantic relationships, but this manipulation tactic often begins much earlier, in our first relationships with parents and caregivers. And unlike romantic relationships, which we can end, family bonds are complex, making this form of emotional manipulation particularly damaging. Defining love bombing. So, what exactly is family love bombing? It's a cyclical pattern where a family member, often a parent, overwhelms you with excessive affection, gifts, attention, and praise, creating an emotional high. But this isn't stable or genuine. When you fail to meet their often unspoken expectations, this love is suddenly withdrawn and replaced with criticism, silent treatment, or even verbal abuse. The cycle creates a powerful psychological dependency. You become addicted to the high of approval and terrified of the crash that follows, making you increasingly willing to comply with whatever is demanded of you to regain that approval. The psychological impact of this cycle is profound and backed by extensive research. Dr. Rachel Goldman's 2022 study in the Journal of Family Psychology found that children raised in love-bombing environments show disruptions in their developing attachment systems. Brain imaging studies revealed that the unpredictable alternation between reward, love bombing, and punishment, withdrawal, creates neural patterns similar to those seen in addiction. The brain's reward pathway becomes hypersensitized to approval, while simultaneously developing an exaggerated threat response to any sign of disapproval. A landmark study from Harvard University tracked 157 individuals from families with love-bombing dynamics over 12 years and found they were 3.4 times more likely to develop anxiety disorders and 2.7 times more likely to struggle with depression compared to peers from more consistent family environments. Consider Michael's story. Growing up, his father would swing between extreme states. One day, proudly showcasing Michael's achievements to everyone, buying expensive gifts, and planning elaborate outings. But if Michael expressed an independent thought or failed to meet his father's expectations, he'd face days of cold silence or cutting remarks about being ungrateful and disappointing. "I never knew which version of my dad I'd get," Michael explains. "I became a chameleon, constantly scanning for emotional cues and changing myself to be whatever would keep the approval coming. By college, I didn't even know who I actually was anymore." Or take Sophia's experience with her mother, who would spend weeks praising Sophia's every decision, calling her multiple times daily to express how proud she was, only to become viciously critical when Sophia didn't immediately respond to texts or chose to spend time with friends instead of family. "The worst part wasn't the criticism," Sophia shares. "It was how much I craved the good times. I'd do anything to get back to being the perfect daughter again, even if it meant sacrificing my own needs and boundaries." Long-term effects. The developmental impacts of family love bombing can echo throughout a person's life. Research identifies several common long-term effects. First, profound identity confusion. Many survivors describe feeling like emotional chameleons, experts at reading and adapting to others' expectations, but disconnected from their authentic selves. Second, relationship patterns. Many unconsciously recreate these dynamics in adult relationships, either by being attracted to partners who love bomb them or by love bombing others themselves, the only relationship model they know. Third, anxiety and hypervigilance. Growing up with emotional unpredictability creates a nervous system that's constantly on alert for signs of approval or rejection. Fourth, trust issues. When love has consistently been revealed as conditional and manipulative, trusting others' affection becomes extremely difficult. And finally, what psychologists call emotional anorexia, a deep-seated belief that genuine, stable love is either unattainable or undeserved. Breaking free. So how does someone break free from these patterns? Here are strategies supported by both research and survivor experiences. First, education is powerful. Simply understanding that what you experienced has a name and is a form of emotional manipulation rather than love can be transformative. The confusion and self-doubt that love bombing creates thrive in silence. Second, working with a trauma-informed therapist can help you process these experiences and rebuild a healthy relationship with yourself. Specifically, therapies like internal family systems and schema therapy have shown effectiveness for healing these particular wounds. Third, creating emotional consistency in your own life. This means surrounding yourself with people who offer stable, unconditional regard, not the highs and lows of love bombing. Fourth, practicing boundary setting. Start small if necessary. Love bombers typically respond to boundaries with either intensified bombing or punishment. Prepare for this reaction and have support in place. And finally, the most difficult step for many, considering the level of contact that's healthy for you. For some, this means carefully limited interaction with family members who love bomb. For others, especially when the pattern is severe and unchanging, it may mean temporary or permanent distance. As family therapist Harriet Lerner writes, sometimes the most loving thing you can do, both for yourself and the relationship, is to create enough distance to break destructive patterns and allow healing to begin. If this video resonated with you, remember, experiencing these dynamics doesn't mean there's something wrong with you. Love bombing works specifically because humans naturally crave connection and approval. The confusion, self-doubt, and pain you felt are normal responses to abnormal relationship patterns. Healing is possible, and it begins with trusting your experience and valuing yourself enough to require genuine, consistent love, not the counterfeit version that love bombing offers. Share your thoughts in the comments below, but please be mindful that this topic may be triggering for many viewers. Treat each other with kindness and respect. If you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe for more content on recognizing unhealthy relationship patterns and building emotional well-being. Until next time, remember that real love doesn't demand performance or perfection. It offers safety, consistency, and room to be authentically yourself.